Southwest Utah. Mountains, mesas, and canyons. This hot, arid landscape will soon become home to the most dangerous event on the pro mountain bike calendar. The biggest, the gnarliest, huge highs, unimaginable tricks, and massive lows. It's here where pro riders sculpt a pathway to a new realm of possibility. It's of course Red Bull Rampage, an iconic event reserved for the most fearless of mountain bike riders on the planet. A story of skill and determination. We go behind the scenes from the dig to showtime, following slopestyle rider Tom Isted as he takes on his first ever Red Bull Rampage. So I've traveled to the edge of Zion National Park, Utah, to a small place called Virgin. Now, don't let the name fool you. It's wild out here. It's intimidating. We've got some massive mountains ranging up to 3,000 meters. You've got these glacier-eroded valleys, giant gorges, and these vast flatlands that are dry, barren, and arid. I consider myself extremely privileged. I've had a 22-year career doing something that I absolutely love. I've traveled the world, I've been a professional athlete, and I've worked in the world of media. Over time, I've drawn up a bucket list, and I can quite happily say that I've nearly ticked it all off. And that's including buying a cowboy hat and driving a Jeep around Utah. But this weekend, I'm going to tick off one of the biggest ones of all. I've made it, Red Bull Rampage 2024, 18th edition. And what the hell? It's bigger than I imagined, wow. Now, I've been a freestyle mountain biker. My background is slopestyle and dirt jumping. This is the mecca, the creme de la creme of freeride mountain biking. And I remember seeing it for the very first time back in 2001, and it blew my mind. But let me tell you one thing. It's been on my bucket list to be here as a spectator, not to compete in this event. Why? Because it's so dangerous. Take a look at this canyon gap. This is Tom Isted's canyon gap, and it's an absolute monster. There's downhill, slopestyle, and there's dirt jumping. But this is Rampage, a discipline in its own rights, a unique event reserved for the world's most talented, daring, and insane athletes. The concept, however, is pretty simple. Riders descend the mesa top to bottom in the most phenomenal way possible. Huge cliff faces and vertical mountain chutes mean there's no easy way down. Riders determine their own route, sculpting a line that best demonstrates their technical riding ability and airborne mastery. Competition day allows for 2 race runs. However, there is no clock here. A panel of judges will dictate a score. Highest score wins. With an allowance of 2 dig crew team members, riders have 8 days on course to prepare, 3 days of riding and 5 days for the dig. So you won't get a mere mortal like myself competing in an event like this because it's invite only. So who have we got? We've got Bienvenido, he's just behind me. We've got Brandon Semenak, we've got Cam Zink, Brandon Fairclough, we've got Adolf Silva, just to name a few. But this is the 18th edition of Red Bull Rampage, and we've got the girls. So we've got Vera Sandler, we've got Robin Gooms, and we've got Casey Brown, just to name a few of the women competing in this event. However, let me introduce you to a man we're all here for. Tom Isted, 32 years young, he's Cornish, meaning he's from Cornwall, United Kingdom, meaning he's a nutty folk and half pirate.
started off riding BMX, competed in that till I was mid-20s, got to quite a high level in that, competed like World Championships. One of my sponsors at the time had mountain bikes as well, and they were kind enough to offer me a bike to try.
And he now competes on the highest level of slopestyle and big mountain events such as Crankworx, Darkfest and Swatch 9s. This is, however, his first time at Red Bull Rampage.
I'd say Rampage is definitely up there, one of the most important events, especially like between this and Joyride.
Can you talk us through the line that you created?
I've built a line from the top of the mountain to the bottom of the mountain, going as fast as physically possible.
So our Rampage journey starts here, 5 days in, where Isted and the team are still deep in the dig.
Dig's been going good. We've got an insane crew. The boys have absolutely killed it. Connor and Zhao have been working their absolute bums off.
It's pretty chaotic. Turning up first day, there's all these old features that are all owned by people. They don't say it, but you know they're like, this is our line, you can't really ride it. Obviously you see stuff that you want to add anyway. So you basically just fall your way into whatever line you've got. You find the feature and you make everything else work.
When we first got here for the scope day, I walked up the right-hand side of the ridge, and it is so busy that we decided to come further over to the rider's right-hand side and found a line down there. And then while looking around, spotted the canyon gap, which is like the main point of trying to get back to this side of the ridge. And then I could kind of jump into some of the lines that were left from previous years. Called the canyon gap the BFC, the big canyon.
Just a lot. It's 40 degrees. Sounds way more impressive if you say in Fahrenheit though, because it's like 101 or something. But 40 is pretty hot.
Well, this is things that you don't really get to see on camera. Is this little footpath here. There is no uplift road, there's no fire road, there's no like helipad drop in, there's no uplift services. You gotta hike your bike to the top, to the starting corral. Any more nosebleeds?
No more.
Brendan Fairclough's The Rock. He's jumping onto it this year. I stood up there and looked down, let alone jumping up onto it, but coming off of it. Seeing that in person has blown my mind.
I'm not worried about Bren on that one.
Where are you worried about him?
Geordie's drop isn't rideable yet.
Okay.
And obviously just the canyon flip always is going to worry me.
Hats off to these boys. It's taken me 2 hours to get to the top here. Stopping, admiring. You'd say these guys are nuts. They're crazy, and you're correct. You have to be a little bit nuts to compete in an event like this. They are pushing the boundaries on what's possible on a mountain bike, but these are the world's best freeriders. They are handpicked. They're invited to a competition to compete at this. And that comes with great, great risk. That is calculated. It's not just throwing yourself off the cliff.
You got to remember that everyone here, riding-wise, has earned it, and they do know what they're doing. And they usually bring builders who they respect. So realistically, you got 60 of the best on the hill. But if it's a bike length short, which is easily done, you might have some big problems.
Oh, that would.
I went a bit deep, but not ridiculous because of that upslope.
But yeah, and it would look like you just collapsed.
I think where people have been wandering around in the landing, it just turned to an absolute beach. And as I landed, my front wheel just didn't have any grip and just disappeared outside, and I bounced off the big roller.
This big roller right here with your hip. Overjumped this? I saw a video.
I didn't really overjump. I went a little bit deep, but not bad.
Bike all right though?
Bike's all good, yeah. Luckily. Oh, come on, just go on. Having a mental breakdown here. This heat's too hot. I don't like it. Let's try and get up this hill again.
Is that what you normally run on, like jumps and
This is the first time I've had 26 on a big bike.
Oh. Now we get to sit down and watch whether it works or not.
Oh, dude, I'm still impressed. As much as this has scared me to death today, but now watching Tom hit it for the first time is great. So Tom Isted, they're classing him as a rookie, a Red Bull Rampage rookie, and he is no way a rookie. He is top 20 in slopestyle mountain biking in the world. Now to compete on a free ride level, this is a little bit out of his comfort zone, but he's gonna take it by storm because flipping heck, what I've seen here, he's comfortable. You can see it's calculated all the time. You're looking at it, you're running in, you're judging your speed. And that's the key thing. But what, he's only testing the bottom bit. Tomorrow's another day. Morning.
Yo, how you doing?
Tired. Quite tired.
It's the first time I've actually been to the start, so can have a look at the little drops here, work out which ones I want to go off. Have a look at my chute into the step up hip and try to avoid hiking my bike as much as possible. The canyon gap's a little bit worrying, but I'm sure we'll get to it at some point, and just got to work out the speed.
I think he's definitely sore and definitely tired. You can just, when you can just tell someone's had a fair few days of long hours in the desert, and obviously the heat doesn't help, and then his crash yesterday. But I think knowing Tom, you know what he's like, his resilience is always pretty high. So as soon as he gets one running and gets warmed up, I feel like he'll be feeling a bit better.
I wouldn't say I have any tactics to overcome fear and stuff. I just kind of turn my brain off and just know the consequences will be there, but definitely have to clear your mind as best you can and just try and focus on what you're doing. I wouldn't say there's much of a thought process. It's more of a, you get into something called the deep now, where there's nothing else, you just focus on what you're doing.
My thoughts watching this is nerve-wracking. Too fast, over jump. Go too fast, can't stop. Likewise, too slow, in case you go over the bars.
So I start from the start tower like everyone else, and then there's a step down. So step down, and then I've got a right turn. I traverse across a little bit into a little chute. Oh, I kind of want to pack all this in. I just can't creep to it like I want to. Oh, that point of no return's terrifying. It's just I can't see where I'm actually going is the scary thing.
How keen would I be to go down that chute there? Oh,
6 out of 10?
yeah, 5 out of 10.
It's too wet. I'm so over the desert, trying to mitigate risk.
We always like it when they make it. You can tell he was nervous because usually he likes to be super quiet and confident, and because he knows he can do it. But he was putting it off then, wasn't he? Oh well, he's got just one more big scary feature across the canyon, and then it's bloody lunchtime, I reckon.
Later that evening, increased wind conditions caused havoc for practice. We caught up with Tom and his team the following day for more practice, to see Tom smoothen out his line and see him conquer the canyon gap.
Still recording.
Hey guys, welcome back to my video. Hey, this is Nicole.
Do you want to clap for him?
When he finishes, he hasn't fallen off the cliff.
Here you go. Looking at your bike, it's proper freestyle, free ride tech.
Trying to get there, just trying to keep the rotational weight down.
You've gone 26-inch wheels,
Yeah.
front and rear, on a enduro bike.
Yeah, size small enduro bike with a slightly older back end, so off the 27.5mm travel rear end.
Yeah.
Just to get the back end a bit closer.
I see you've got some new brakes, XTRs, with
Yeah.
Saint
with St. calipers.
Look at that, that's,
Proper trick.
it is proper trick that.
Yeah.
I'm over the dust.
Thought I bedded the brakes in, and they're not. I could stop on a dime on the flat, like, dunk. Another thing I'm just frustrating myself with the day before finals, which isn't the best.
So that's the last thing you want to be doing on practice day. The final practice day is mess up. Just adds to his stress levels, to his mental state. It's, yeah, you need to bed in your brakes, but he did down the bottom, but not up here where the speeds are way quicker than down on the flat. Now this chute right here that he's just fallen on is just before his canyon gap, and now with that little mishap there, is definitely going to be in the back of his mind going, oh man, I messed up here, I don't want to do that again.
Waited for the biggest hit for the last one I had to tick off, which is my canyon gap with T-Mac. The process was go as fast as I can and don't come up short. So trying to practice the canyon gap is quite hard, because to even practice it, you have to test the speed for the canyon gap, you have to break the whole run in, so it's kind of vague. You're not really quite sure on the speeds. But luckily, because of where we built it, we got a hip before, so you can kind of start on the landing, drop in from that, and you're going to have very similar speed to what you'd have from jumping the hip.
Definitely comes with experience, right?
You say that, but this is my first year, so not really that much experience.
We're judging with speed.
It's not just Tom. It's like, I know Tom's good at crashing. You know, you don't want to see anyone crash. So yeah, nerves all the time.
I'm leaving your mic up here, bud.
Widen that way out down the bottom. What do we berm the opposite direction, so hopefully with all the speed they have off this jump, they can manage it, which is kind of the whole issue with Rampage, is managing your speed. So hopefully it works.
When someone's going to hit a big feature, the whole hill goes silent, because you're like, is he going to make it? Holy crap. That was wild. What the dude? Hey, did you get him this guy? Jeez.
He's got some big kahunas, I can tell you that.
My life flashed before my eyes about 5 or 6 times in the space of about 100 feet. It's quite scary, I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
Oh my god. I got a quick of you.
You
savage.
Yeah.
Can you do that again in your final?
Hopefully I don't have to.
Hopefully I don't have to.
It's a bit scary.
The old hurry up and wait game, eh?
Have fun out there today.
D-Day, drop day, finals day, whatever you want to call it. But Tom's coming across really confident. You know, yesterday, practice day, the last practice day, not a lot of people got to do most of their run. In particular, Reed Boggs actually hasn't done his last drop. They spent 10 days digging. But Tom yesterday, my goodness me, he showed a few people that he means business, which is pretty cool. First riders drop in, and immediately it's a spectacle.
He just lost a ton of elevation, really close. Into that big flat spin, spinning up onto the red.
Isted drops in, and all appears to be on track. Following the chute, the hardest part is to come. Unfortunately, Isted overshoots the hip and goes offline, forcing him to walk to higher ground to find speed for the canyon gap. Not enough speed here could be fatal. Tom opts for a second run.
I'm so not happy I've got to walk up this hill again, but that's that.
After a long wait, wind conditions are increasing. Even a slight gust of wind could be very dangerous for Tom's run. Thankfully, Tom steps down.
Basically, yeah, the thing that I found the most difficult on my run was just trying to manage speed. After that canyon gap, you were going so fast. I turned the GPS on my GoPro and I was doing 35 mile an hour. My dig crew have been absolutely amazing. Connor and Joel have killed it. I don't understand how Connor McFarlane is still moving. The amount of work that man has done is amazing, and Joel has kept the vibe up so high, it's amazing. Just kept me very, very comfortable and happy. Boys have absolutely killed it.
How would you
And actually, before I go into that, I'm going to give another massive shout out to T-Max Dig Crew. They helped us massively with the canyon gap. Without those boys, we would not have got that done. So yeah, massive shout out to Sammy and Colt. My entire Red Bull Rampage experience, the one word that would describe it would be dusty. Really dusty.
A guy from Cornwall. A guy from Cornwall comes out here and it tackles a humongous mountain just like that is unreal. Wow, Virgin Utah, you cease to amaze me. You got the sun setting right now. It's putting on its makeup to show off to the world. And just behind me, we've got the awards where Brandon Semenuk took the win for 2024. But Red Bull Rampage is basically a little insight of what it takes to put on an incredible show like they have done today, where Tom Isted showed off to the world that freeride mountain biking, he can do it. A man from Cornwall, where it's flat, can ride mountains like that, is unreal. Big respect to him. Now, hopefully we'll see him in 2025, and hopefully you've enjoyed this video. See ya. I'm gonna go and see what's going on over there.